all human beings, Power Gamer here, and if you can't gather up a bunch of beloved and iconic characters to beat the crap out of each other, then what can you do?
Super Smash Bros. It's more than just a game, it's an event. Seriously, anytime a new Smash Bros. Game is announced, everyone loses their minds, theorizing what characters and stages will be added, which ones will return, which ones will be removed, what modes it'll have. Very few franchises can generate as much hype as this one. But today, we're going back to where it all began. The game was developed by HAL Laboratory, a second-party developer who works for Nintendo. It was created by Masahiro Sakurai, who was best known at the time for making the Kirby series, which was also developed by HAL. He wanted to make a fighting game that was intended for 4 players and featured both simple and complex mechanics so that it would be easy to learn but hard to master. Most fighting games didn't sell very well at the time, so he wanted to do something to make it stand out. Original versions of the game had generic placeholder characters for the fighters, but he eventually decided on featuring iconic Nintendo characters and assembled a new prototype featuring the characters Mario, Donkey Kong, Samus Aran, and Fox McCloud. This idea was approved, and the project even received assistance from the late great Satoru Iwata. The game was finally released for the Nintendo 64 on January 21st, 1999 in Japan, April 26th in North America, and November 19th in Europe. The game was a huge success, garnering tons of praise and selling over 5.5 million copies, making it one of the top 5 best-selling N64 games ever made. It ended up spawning one of Nintendo's most successful franchises that to this day is beloved by many. There are tons of people out there who don't care for fighting games but love Super Smash Bros., myself included.
I've only played 3 Smash Bros. Games, and of those 3, this is the one I played the least. But I did enjoy most of what I played, so I'm gonna finally go through and see everything this game has to offer.
There's not too much of a story to this game. Various toys of Nintendo characters have come to life and are suddenly attacking each other. Yes, the characters you control in the game are actually toys. That detail doesn't affect the gameplay that much, though. When you start the game, you get this pretty awesome opening cutscene showcasing the characters you play as. It has a good balance of them fighting each other and just doing what they normally do. We get this cool shot of Mario and Kirby staring each other down before they clash, a brief glimpse of the 4 unlockable characters before being reminded of what game we're playing.
Now that's what I call an intro.
Most N64 games don't age well in terms of graphics, but I like how this game looks. While the models are kinda jagged, the backgrounds look great. The soundtrack is mostly just songs taken from other games, but that's not a bad thing. And I absolutely love the sound design in this game. The sounds that play when you hit something are just so crunchy and satisfying. But how does this game play exactly? Well, like I said earlier, the mechanics are simple and complex. Most fighting games have you do some sort of complex motion, like doing circular motions combined with an attack, and each character has multiple of these. Here, every character essentially has the same controls. The A button is used for basic attacks, while the B button is used for special attacks. But what attack you do is determined by whether or not you hold the joystick while attacking, and what direction you hold it in. Special attacks is just about holding the stick up or down, but basic attacks can also be affected by holding it to the side and how you hold it. If you just push and attack, you do a basic attack. If you hold it to run and then attack, you do a special charged move. And if you jam it right as you hit the button, you unleash a smash attack, which are your most powerful moves. And the timing can be a little specific.
Now I know that sounds pretty complicated, but it feels a lot simpler when you're actually playing the game. Some moves are definitely harder to pull off than others, but you should get it down after a decent amount of time.
The other reason this is such a unique fighting game is that it's also like a platformer. Instead of a health bar, you have a percentage meter that goes up the more you take damage. The higher the percentage, the easier it is to send you flying off the stage. If you leave the screen, you lose one of your lives, and whoever's the last player standing wins. You can also use the Z and R buttons to shield, dodge, and grab your opponents so you can throw them, which is a great method for getting them off the stage. There's a total of 12 characters to play as, and you start off with 8. Mario from Mario, Donkey Kong from Donkey Kong, Link from Legend of Zelda, Samus from Metroid, Yoshi from Mario, Kirby from Kirby, Fox from Star Fox, and Pikachu from Pokemon. The other 4 characters have to be unlocked: Jigglypuff from Pokemon, Luigi from Mario, Captain Falcon from F-Zero, and Ness from Earthbound. Or as most people knew them, Jigglypuff, Luigi, this dude, and some kid. Honestly, I think this is a really solid character roster. It has all the major Nintendo characters, plus a couple more obscure ones. Although it's worth noting that each of the 4 unlockable characters reuse assets from something else. Jigglypuff reuses Kirby's model, Luigi is a direct copy of Mario, even having the same voice. Captain Falcon is based on the generic fighters from the game's prototype, and apparently Ness's model reuses elements from Mario and Luigi's. That's not a complaint, I just think it's interesting. Now, the game was designed for multiplayer, but there is a single-player mode. You can pick any character of your choice, and you go through a series of battles with some minigames thrown in to break up the monotony. Which is good, because you literally go through the exact same fights every single time. You fight against Link, then 12 Yoshis, then Fox, then you and a CPU fight Mario and Luigi, then Pikachu, then a giant Donkey Kong with 2 CPU helpers, then 8 Kirbys, Samus, Metal Mario, 30 Polygon fighters, and finally facing off against Master Hand. Any level where you fight an army of characters, it's made so that they're easier to launch. The Polygon fighters are just skinless versions of all the regular fighters. Metal Mario can take a lot more hits, but his AI isn't that smart. And the final boss, Master Hand, is pretty much meant to represent a kid playing with his toys. It's also the only fight with a health meter. Just hit him as many times as possible. After you beat him, you get this little mini-game during the credits where you can scan each name to see what each person did, or you can just skip it. Every 3 fights you get a mini-game. Break the targets, where you have to attack 10 targets, board the platforms, where you have to step on 10 platforms, and race to the finish, where you have to run through 5 corridors while avoiding traps and polygon fighters. The first 2 are pretty interesting because they change depending on which character you use. I definitely prefer Break the Targets since it's a bit more satisfying, and some of the platforms and board the platforms can be in really stupid locations. The targets are a bit more fair, with the exception of this one on Link's stage. You have to throw his boomerang, jump, and then spin attack so the boomerang hits the target. It's stupidly precise. Race to the Finish, on the other hand, is pathetically easy. I literally never failed it once. You have to do single player in order to unlock the 4 extra characters. Jigglypuff, you just have to beat it once. Luigi, you have to beat Break the Targets with the initial 8 characters. Captain Falcon, you have to beat a run in under 20 minutes with 3 lives and no continues. And Ness, you have to beat it on normal difficulty or higher with 3 lives and no continues. Once you meet these requirements, you then have to defeat the character with only 1 life each. As you unlock them, their silhouettes in the intro get filled in, which I think is neat. There's a practice mode so you can play the mini-games without a time limit, and that's pretty much all there is single player-wise. I don't know why you can't just fight random AI opponents. You have to do this specific run mode.
Yeah, playing Smash Brothers is like dating. You could do it alone, but it just feels kinda sad. Unfortunately, T's busy and 911 stopped taking my calls, so I'm gonna need to find help elsewhere. I've got it! Alright, I got everything set up in this new location. Now we just need to wait.
So I heard you need help getting smashed?
Uh-huh, I got the N64 set up and everything.
Yeah, that's what I thought you meant.
Are you Power Gamer 310?
Yes.
Hi, my name is Vanessa, and I'm a representative for the Smash Brothers company.
Oh, you saw my flyer?
No, I've been receiving multiple complaints about improper Smash Brothers events, so I came here to help.
Well, Smash Brothers is like dating. The more the merrier. Alright, let's do this.
Hold on, we can't have a proper Smash Brothers match without 4 players here.
Well, he's the only one that answered my flyer. Where are we gonna get a 4th player?
This is a robbery.
Oh, that'll work. Dear Player 4, come on in.
What?
Come on in.
What?
The multiplayer mode is where Smash's value really lies. You have 8 different stages to play on, plus a bonus stage you get for beating single player with all 12 characters. Peach's Castle from Mario, which has some moving platforms and this bumper at the top. Yoshi's Island from Yoshi, which is nothing really special. Congo Jungle from Donkey Kong Country, which has this cannon barrel at the bottom that you can use to save yourself. Hyrule Castle from Zelda, which occasionally has these tornadoes show up. Planet Zebes from Metroid, which has rising acid at the bottom that hurts you instead of being instant death. Dreamland from Kirby, which has the same layout as Yoshi's Island, just with occasional wind blowing. Sector Z from Star Fox, which is on a giant spaceship and occasionally smaller ones will fire at you. Saffron City from Pokemon, which has very limited standing room and this little thing that has a random Pokemon attack every once in a while. And the unlockable stage is Mushroom Kingdom, also from Mario. It has an elevator, some warp pipes, and that's about it. I'd say Sector Z is my favorite stage. It's just the most interesting.
I'd say we go with Congo Jungle.
Too much jungle, not enough Congo.
Oh, relax. We can just try them all.
Can we go that long without food?
Alright, I got this thing of peanuts here. Anyone want some?
These are packing peanuts.
I knew I should have read the whole label.
There's also 3 stages exclusive to single-player mode. Meta Crystal, where you fight Metal Mario. It's just a flat piece with an extra platform on top of it. Dual Zone, where you fight the Polygon team. It's the same thing, only with 3 platforms. And Final Destination, where you fight Master Hand. It's just one flat surface and nothing else. One of the biggest elements of Super Smash Bros. Is the items. Throughout the fight, items will randomly appear on the stage, and you can grab them to give yourself an advantage. Some of them are just generic items, like a laser gun, a laser sword, whatever this thing is, and the home run bat, which is a baseball bat that can knock someone out immediately. But others are pulled straight from other Nintendo games, like the hammer from Donkey Kong, which can send enemies flying, the heart container from Zelda, and the Maxim tomato from Kirby, which lower your percentage meter, and easily the best one of all, the Pokeball, which summons a random Pokemon to assist you. You can summon a swarm of Beedrill, a Snorlax that comes crashing down, or a Goldeen that just flops around doing nothing.
Wouldn't it be better if that was a Magikarp?
Please do not question the game.
But you don't actually have to use the items. In multiplayer, you can turn them off and make things more skill-based. But I personally prefer to leave them on, since it makes the game more interesting. It also makes it so the same person isn't winning over and over again.
Sorry, it's not an official Smash Bros. Match without items turned off.
So, to be official, we have to ignore one of the game's core mechanics?
Makes sense to me. If you're not playing competitively, then why play at all?
My game, my rules. We're playing with items on.
Alright, fine, but I'm adding that to your bill.
Now, while the characters control the same, they all have unique attacks and stats that make them stand out. Except for Mario and Luigi, they have the exact same moveset. Attacks can be pretty similar, like the up special generally gives you a boost upward, but there's a decent amount of variety in how each character plays. When you get sent off the stage, you want to jump your way back onto it and use any boosts you can. Most characters can jump twice, and the ones that don't have some other compensation. Kirby can jump 4 times, Ness can only jump once, but his jump is a lot more floaty, and Jigglypuff gets some small flitters. Lighter characters recover faster, while heavier characters need more time, but as a result, they're harder to knock off the stage. Stronger attacks generally take more time to charge up, with the biggest example being Captain Falcon's Falcon Punch, but you're gonna need to use them at some point to land a finishing blow. And after a certain point, characters will go flying off either backwards or forwards, and it's impossible for them to get back on the stage.
That happened to my uncle during the war.
Which war was that?
Yes.
What the hell am I doing here?
You're beating me at Smash Brothers.
My favorite characters are easily Kirby and Ness. Kirby can copy the neutral special of other characters, which is really cool, and his down special is devastating. Plus the extra jumps are really helpful. And Ness has my favorite special attacks. He can stun enemies with fire, absorb projectiles with a shield, and attack from almost anywhere with electricity. He can even use this to send himself flying, which does an insane amount of damage if you hit someone else with it. My least favorite though is easily Jigglypuff. Her main gimmick is her down special, where she falls asleep and sends anyone touching her flying. Problem is, it's insanely picky on how close you have to be, and more often than not, you just wind up a sitting duck.
Hey, don't go dissing the Puff.
Yeah, sleeping is a great strategy. I do it about 27 times a day.
How do you do that?
There's also a few different modes you can play. There's time mode, where you have infinite lives, but a time limit. Every time you knock someone out, you get a point, and if you get knocked out, you lose a point. Whoever has the most points when time runs out wins. And there's team mode, where players are on teams. Pretty self-explanatory there. While the single-player mode is lacking, this is one of the most hectic and fun multiplayer games ever made. It is just pure chaos, seeing all the different attacks causing explosions and sending everyone flying. It honestly gets kind of confusing when there's more people playing because you can lose which character you are.
Wait, I thought I was you for a second.
That's the oldest excuse in the book.
You know, you're being a bit rude for someone that we invited in to play Smash.
I'm robbing you!
Yeah, robbing me of winning.
The items make the game even more chaotic. Seeing someone come from behind by grabbing a laser sword, almost dying and being saved by a Maxim tomato, wondering whatever Pokemon will show up, wondering if they can land a hit with the home run bat, and the sheer panic when a bomb shows up and you want to make sure you don't hit it or it'll explode. There's even items that can contain more items inside of it, like a capsule, a crate, and even a barrel, and those can explode too.
Why did that barrel explode? It's not red.
What did I say about questioning the game? I'm charging you for this.
Oh, just put it on my tab.
Aren't I the one paying for this?
I know I'm not. I'm broke. Why do you think I'm robbing this place?
The amount of crazy things that can happen in this game are through the roof. I've had games where being attacked saved me, 2 players are sent flying backwards at the same time and winning by 1 second, and games where multiple players unintentionally killed themselves. Which brings me to my only big complaint about this game. It's very easy to die by accident. Some of the level designs are kinda awkward, and because of how small the platforms are, you can easily fall to your death just by trying to attack. Saffron City easily has it the worst. Also, you can jump with the left C button, but you can also jump by holding up. Common for most fighting games, but if you're trying to use an up smash, you can wind up jumping by mistake, and this can lead to you jumping right into an attack or obstacle. But those are my only complaints. The rest of this game is insanely fun, and I highly recommend gathering some friends to play it.
And that is pretty much all there is to the original Super Smash Brothers.
Great, now here's your bill.
Alright, fine. Wait, where's my wallet?
No idea.
Relax, just send you an invoice. Is that last name 310? First name Power? Middle name Gamer? Or is it last name Gamer, first name Power, the 310s?
Neither.
Whatever, I'll just put down Zav.
Hey, that's my name.
Perfect, then you pay.
What the? Why are you in my house?
Gotta go! lacking in the single-player department and definitely more simple compared to the later games in the series, Super Smash Bros. Is still a lot of fun. If you have a copy, maybe dust it off and gather up some friends. Just make sure it doesn't turn into an all-out brawl in real life, or in other words, make sure it's not like my last family reunion.